guys, it's Carly. Now I know that I've been spending a ton more time looking at screens, and I know that you guys, whether you're doing remote learning or you're in-person school, you sit at a desk for a lot of the day, usually staring at some form of technology. So I'm gonna go over some of my favorite ways to decompress and relax my body after a whole day in the chair staring at a screen. One of my first tips to you is the 20-20-20 rule when it comes to your eyes. So the rule of thumb that I like to use is for every 20 minutes that you are looking at a screen, so staring at your Chromebook, TV, playing video games, every 20 minutes, you should take 20 seconds to look up away from the screen and look about 20 feet beyond. So if you pick a point in your house or in your yard that's about 20 feet away, open your eyes and look at that item for about 20 seconds. That really gives your eyes a chance to get a break from that blue light, but it also gives you a chance to refocus and get some more distance vision instead of having that screen really close to your face. Trust me on this, this will spare you so many headaches and so many eye aches. I really struggled with that, and the 20-20-20 rule has really helped me. So that's my first tip. Another thing that can really help you at the end of the day, a whole day sitting in the chair, is stretching. Now, I am a huge advocate for stretching. I think it is such an important part of our physical well-being, but I have a couple of rules when it comes to stretching. My first rule is don't force it. I know everybody wants to increase their flexibility. They want to get that relief. They want to stretch really quickly. Please don't. The best thing you can do is actually do some jumping jacks, do some push-ups, get your heart rate up and going, and that'll help your muscles be ready to stretch. Because if you just force yourself into it, I can tell you from personal experience, it's not gonna end well and you're actually gonna end up injuring yourself. So that's my first tip. Don't force it, warm your body up a little bit. And then another rule I have is don't bounce. I know sometimes you'll see people get into stretches and they'll kind of bounce to try and push themselves lower or get a deeper stretch. While that may work in the short term, you may be able to get a little bit lower in that instance. It actually is really bad for your muscles. It's really bad for your body to do that, so don't bounce. So one of my favorite stretches to do after spending an entire day on the computer is one that you guys are probably pretty familiar with. So you want to take your arm, take one at a time. I usually start with my right arm, and you're going to place it behind your head like this. So this is how it looks on my back. Just place it like this. Now you're gonna use the weight of your other hand to kind of pull this down, pull it back a little bit. Now I say use the weight of your other hand because I'm not yanking it. I'm not pulling my arm totally to the side. I'm just kind of using the weight of this arm to give myself a little bit of a stretch on this side. You're gonna hold that for a few seconds. I would say at least 20-25 seconds. And then bring it up and back. And then you want to make sure that you're stretching evenly on both sides. You're going to do this on both sides. Again, I'm not yanking this arm. If I take it, it's not really moving, but just the weight of my second arm is enough to kind of deepen that stretch for me. So I'm going to do that for a couple more seconds and repeat that. That's one of my favorite things to do. Another thing I like to do is make sure that I'm stretching out my neck. And that might mean, throughout the day even, taking some slow motions, again, the weight of my arm to kind of touch my ear to my shoulder. I'm not forcing it. It could go further than this, but I'm not gonna force it. The other side. This is a really good one to do. And another thing I like to do, and I find this in my neck at the end of the day from looking down at my phone or looking down at my keyboard, because I'm still guilty. I'm a millennial. I have to look at the keyboard when I type, unlike some of you guys who are masters at the keyboard. So if I spend all this time looking down, it's really important that I spend some time opening up my shoulders, tilting my head back, looking up to the sky, even just holding my head at a very straight angle. I can feel that stretching in through here. A way to kind of make that stretch a little deeper is to take your arms and go behind your body and just kind of look up to the sky, kind of like you're a superhero. You've ever done the superhero stance? They say to do this before an interview or before you are going for a big test or a big game, because standing like this is actually really good for your mental health too. It makes you feel confident. picturing that, that's how I like to get this stretch. I like to tilt back a little bit and make sure I'm stretching the front of my chest. Another stretch that I'm a huge fan of that I do all the time before bed is a spine roll, you know, where your spine kind of stacks like this, and it's really important that you are giving your spine, all your vertebrae, a chance to kind of breathe and take that pressure off. So the way to properly do this is to imagine that your vertebrae are stacked, because they are, and imagine loosening them one at a time. So like, I know for me, you want to go chin to the ground, just one at a time. You're going to slowly roll down and slowly roll up. And you should do that as many times as it takes. I do that a lot. That's a really big one for me. I'm an old dancer. I used to dance a lot. And that was one of the things we did every single morning, you know, before we started class, was making sure to do a bunch of rolling up and down. It really does loosen up your back, which when your back is tight, it makes all your other muscles kind of tighten around it. So that's really important too. Now, a stretch that you guys probably do in school a lot is when, I used to do it too, when you have a desk and you have like one of those attached desks to you, and you grab the chair behind you and you grab the desk in front of you and you twist your back and you get that nice crack. Again, first rule, don't force it. Don't force it until it hurts. It should never hurt. It should feel good. It should, you know, feel like you're stretching a muscle, you know, that tension, but it should never be painful. So that's the key to stretching. So kind of like that, I like to make sure I take some time. I usually like clasp my hands like this, and I turn my head over my shoulder, just like that, just to make sure that I'm giving my back. I also feel that here. Give yourself that same kind of sensation without forcing it. I'm not like opposed to you guys doing that with the desk, but just make sure you're being gentle on your body, because when you injure yourself from stretching, it'll actually make it so much harder to stretch in the future. I know I tore my hamstring once. It snapped. It sounded terrible. I went into a split without stretching and it was not good. And it took me months to gain my flexibility back, because after the injury, my body tightened up so much. It was like trying to brace itself for another instance like that. So make sure you're taking it nice and slow. All of these little stretches will help. So again, these are just some of my favorite stretches when it comes to computer usage, giving my eyes a break, starting with that 20-20-20, which is every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds to look at something about 20 feet away. That's really gonna help you with those headaches, I promise. That is something that's been a lifesaver for me as I spend more and more time on the computer every single day. And then again, it's all about not forcing a stretch. It's about slowly and steadily giving yourself a chance to stretch out your muscles, especially in your neck, your upper body, and your back. That's where you're gonna really wanna focus after spending so much time at a desk every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you can even find one little tip in this video to help you feel a little bit more comfortable at the end of the day. We are so excited to do more videos for you. So if you have any questions, if you have any ideas for videos, make sure to message us on Instagram or send us an email, because we would love to hear from you. See you soon.